May the fleas of 1,000 camels infest your crotch, and may your arms be too short to scratch. We're in the studio with ITSLive, and we've got the Fleas here.
Hello.
Hi, Nigel.
We've got Piers.
Hi.
And what do you do in the band?
I'm the singer and rhythm guitarist.
And what do you do in the band,
Chris. I'm the guitarist.
Ah, marvellous. So you're here because you've got a new EP that's out already.
Yes.
Yep, just come out, yep.
Telling Tales. And it's on iTunes. It's also on Spotify, if you don't want the band to eat.
Yeah,
So-
you could pay for it on iTunes.
yeah.
It's entirely
and
up
you've
to
got
you.
CDs. You send the CDs.
You can come to a gig and buy a CD, absolutely.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
Okay. Have you got it on Bandcamp or anything like that? You're sending any on?
We're on SoundCloud. We need to sort out Bandcamp.
Yeah.
And but yeah, look on Bandcamp too, because we'll sort that out tomorrow.
Yeah, right. And it's out already, but you've got a big bang of a launch on the 21st of November
Yeah.
at the Troubadour in
West Brompton. It's West London.
West Brompton. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, excellent. Are you going to be doing anything special for the launch?
No, but it's just going to be a good night. It's our favourite venue. We play there almost as a residency, and it's just got a great
It's
feel.
got a really good vibe to it, yeah.
It's like a downstairs cellar kind of place,
Oh,
but it's nice
Pro
enough
bypass.
that girls will come to as well. So you know,
Oh.
you know.
And it's got a real musical heritage. You know, the Stones played there, Dylan played there in the 60s. It's one of those cool little venues, so
Brilliant.
it's great.
Okay.
Yeah, it's also a really good vibe, and again, it's quite an eclectic mix of bands there, so it's a good
right.
night out.
And you've already, even though it's only just come out, you've already had you have a celebrity fan in the form of Dermot O'Leary.
Oh yeah,
It's the
Dermot.
one that-
Well, we're supposed to be we're going to do a session for them.
Oh, right, cool.
For Dermot's Radio 2 show,
Okay.
but we keep missing dates. It was really embarrassing, where they very kindly offered us a series of dates that none of us could do because we were on
All
holiday.
on holiday in the middle of summer.
I fear they think we've got the wrong attitude, which isn't the case.
Were you going to be doing that?
I'm not hoping it's made available, but we don't know. We don't know.
That'd be incredible.
Yeah,
What's that for Radio 2?
yeah.
Wow.
On the Saturday afternoon show.
That's amazing. Wow. And you're on one of Tom Robinson's
Tom Robinson,
Radio
Yeah.
6 mixtapes.
our hero.
Yeah, on the mix list. That was amazing,
He's
actually.
been my hero since I was little. Yeah, Tom.
Is that out currently? Cool,
Yeah,
It was about 3 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, it was on
podcast,
one of the mixtapes that they make
Yeah.
every week. Yeah, so yeah.
for unsigned bands. It was really good. There's a real kind of community of unsigned bands then who get featured on it, and then you kind of get the mileage from Twitter and Facebook and everything like that.
Yeah. The
it
lovely
worked really
eggs
well
on
for
it.
us. Yeah.
He loves the lovely eggs, doesn't it? And tune of the week on Absolute Radio,
yeah,
which is great, isn't it?
yeah.
Is that another little recent thing? Did they?
That's a while
That
ago,
was
wasn't it?
on our last EP, and it was a song called Something or Nothing, which was just a sweet pop song. And yeah, it just got. We didn't even know it was. We didn't submit it. It just got played.
Wow,
And,
brilliant!
And it was kind of voted for by the listeners there. So
Yeah.
we've covered most of the radio stations, which is hence our success.
Oh.
Yeah. Next stop. Wow, brilliant.
Wembley.
Yeah.
So, what were you doing before the band started?
I was writing songs on my own.
Had you been in bands before?
I'd been in bands forever, and I'd just left a band called Rocco, and I was grumpy about bands. I don't know if you can relate to that, Nigel,
Yeah,
but
I hate
you know,
bands.
there are highs and there are lows, aren't there? And
There's no highs.
I was on a band low, it must be said, and so I was just writing loads of songs on my own, and I found that my head filled up with songs, and I couldn't, without anyone to play them with, I needed to kind of get them out there to write new stuff, and so. For quite a long time, I tried to put the Fleas together, and it started as basically a set of songs I'd sort of roughly recorded, and for ages I was trying to get people to gel and the band to work, and just in the last year, 18 months,
Yeah, the dynamics come together.
we've really come together.
Yeah.
So Chris is someone I work with, and we met that way, and then how did we get Woody?
We put an ad out.
Just put an ad out. He answered an ad.
What does Woody do?
He's a bass player.
Woody plays the bass.
Oh, right, well, you got some double bass going on there.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
So it's a little bit
Upright,
class.
and he's got an electric now as well, so he's a very versatile bass player.
Don't tell him. We only recruited him initially because it looked cool with the double bass. Then we realised he could play it.
Yeah. I'm fine too with all.
It does look cool though, yeah.
Did you have anything in mind for? Was there a particular artist that you wanted to be a bit like?
Well, see, this is what all bands say.
You answered with a hi-hat.
I think it's about the songs, which is what everyone says. I know.
Oh,
but
okay. Yeah.
But out of that, therefore has to be a platform to carry those songs, and there's a massive spread of styles,
musical influences
and
that we all bring to the party.
Yeah. So that we're kind of there's an indie kind of bass. If it were a pizza, there's an indie bass, and then there are many toppings that kind of nick from all over the yard.
Who's your favourite? Do you write the songs? In the main?
Yes. Yeah.
Who's your big influences there?
Okay, so
who made you first want to write a song?
Oh, that's such a hard question. The Beatles.
Okay.
Beatles, yeah.
Are they still like a favourite?
I think there are lots of things about them that are kind of abiding principles in a band and in songwriting. Like, I love the way that Paul McCartney invents families in his songs and creates little worlds that you can occupy in a song. And that attracts me. So the idea of a situation is a very Beatles kind of thing. The idea of malapropisms and humour and wordplay is another thing. Malapropisms.
What's that?
It's just playing with words. It's just chucking words together and making things bang. And 8 days a week. It's kind of it doesn't make sense, but it's really charming. So like that Edward Lear kind of thing.
Oh, all right. Oh, would you say is there stuff that's not are there non-musical influences as well? You got a knock in their eye?
I think there's such a strain of storytelling through Pierce's songwriting. I think inevitably there's a huge amount. Coming through.
To answer your first question, that means that the bass player, it's really fantastic that Woody plays upright and electric, because we have quite gainy rock kind of songs, and we've got some quite soft, almost folky, almost jazzy tunes.
You got them old mandolin going on.
Bit of mandolin.
Yeah. You got some little bit of Latin. Where does your Latin influence come
from our Argentinian drummer, Mariano Mazzeo, who is far too good for us, but he's become the beating heart of the band. And he comes from Buenos Aires and is a very kind of highly trained drummer, but he's not like a rock drummer. So most drummers you meet nowadays, they kind of bang on the skins quite hard. But Manny's got a very lyrical kind of sort of style that can join in with that story that the song's trying to tell.
But he's also a massive metal fan. Yeah. So he kind of brings, he does what he always wants us to rock out a little bit more at the same time, guitar-wise. It's like, where are the riffs, boys? So we've got this really good melting pot, I think, of kind of jazz influences and metal and kind of Latin with classic indie. Yeah, you hate it, but indie pop.
Indie pop. There's got to be a better phrase than that.
Pop music and
it's pop music, exactly. That's what it is.
But I think where our strengths really lie, and the Beatles analogy also holds true, is in the harmonies as well, and that's where Piers and Bernie and Manny work really, really hard to get that 3-part harmony working. And a lot of people have said that's a core. Yeah, that really stands out when we play gigs, I think.
Yeah, sort of boozy thing. Oh, well, yeah, a band working together. I guess bands are
unheard of.
So it's all about the songwriting in the main, but you also, when you listen to the record, there's all sorts of stuff going on, isn't there? You've got Latin percussion, you've got folky mandolin, they use some strange electronic sounds too. I'm punching my microphone. Do you have any favourite producers?
I don't know any producers. Do you know any producers?
Well, Nigel, let's just get this out into the open. Nigel was one of the producers, and if I may, I was
the producer who didn't do any work. Amir Chowdhury actually did the work on this particular.
But Nigel, you had a special role in the production, which was to make it a bit bleepy, and I think that's what you added, and it was exactly what we needed.
Yeah. Are you trying to push that indie rock? Kind of push the boundaries, push the envelope, push the indie rock envelope.
I think we'd be foolish to try and push it too much, because it's not who we are. But I think we want sounds that complement.
I meant like what am I trying to say? Break out of that.
Well, yeah.
Is that what you're trying to do?
The thing to do is you transcend the form. So if you've got something and you expect it to go a certain way, if you can just give it a little twist or something, then it gets a lot more interesting. So if we can make our songs transcend the form you expect them to take, then that's really satisfying.
That's the good thing about having a strong song, isn't it? Did you expect it to Is this the style of music you expected to come up with? I suppose when you have a band that's quite eclectic in the way that you do, you don't really know how it's going to turn out.
No, it's like I think a song's got very much its own head of steam. It's like when you hear people talking about how they write books. It's the book kind of runs away on them, and I think a song does, and that also applies into arrangement. And when the band start playing it, it will go off in a completely different direction, and often then the words will get rewritten as a result of the direction the song's taken.
Yeah, so how does it happen? What's the process? How does the song first come unto you?
Piers tells us how to play it, and then we all play it.
It really isn't like that.
Starts before you even are aware.
Exactly.
Well, the song I'm working on at the minute is a song that Woody, the bass player, sent as just a drum pattern with him kind of rapping really uncomfortably on top of it.
I'd love to hear a Woody rap. Woody's a fireman.
He is a fire officer.
He drives fire engines and stuff.
Saves
Anyway,
lives.
Carry on.
Yeah.
He's a proper hero, and he plays double bass.
Yeah. So when you talk about if you've had a busy day and you've been saying you've been fighting fires, he looks at you
As if to say, "Oh yeah, so you've been fighting fires." Yeah, we've just been.
Does he ever come up late to practice? He's all collect.
Sometimes he comes in really
Yeah.
stressed and quiet, and we just have to play some gentle bits of the set just to warm him up because of all the things he has to deal with. Anyway, that's really heavy.
But no, to answer your question, Nigel. It's quite an organic process. So in that instance, Woody sent through a bass line that Piers has then been working on. But a lot of the time, Piers will bring a song to the studio that'll be 3/4 formed in his mind, and then we'll play it out. And I think what's great about the lineup is everyone will then have suggestions about arrangement. We do a lot of work around the physical arrangement of the song, as well as then building the harmonies above it as well.
Yeah, does it take a long time?
It depends. Some things happen like anything. Some things
Something
happen
just
really
come
quickly.
to life, yeah.
And others, we can be playing it and we'll play it for a month, a couple of months, and then someone will just suggest, I've been thinking about it, why don't we just try this bit here and move this bit there? And suddenly it'll just breathe new life into the song.
Yeah.
If you could get one more person to play an instrument, what would it be? You can't say guitar because you can't say guitar.
Well, no, what we're working on with Bernadette, who does so much already, is to get some more bleeps happening. So basically we've got a little mini Korg now, and she's using the vocoder. And so we're just trying to add a twist of electronic to what we're trying to do. So a little bit, a flavour of what you added to our EP is what we want to bring live. Yeah.
Wicked. What do you think makes you unique?
I think subject matter makes us stand out.
I think storytelling. The EP is called Telling Tales, and I think the storytelling absolutely, and I think what these guys do, because I can't sing, what these guys do with harmonies.
Yeah. But for me, it's subject matter. Like one of the songs we're going to do tonight is called "Dressed as Food," and it's a resume of my job history. And the one job I've not had to do is dress up as food. And so the chorus goes, "No, I'm dressed as food," and I think that's a really different thing to sing about in a song.
I look forward to hearing that. There is a glut of music, you could say, at the moment. But I think probably people mainly listen to old music. What do you do? Do you listen to old?
I listen to old stuff in the pop charts.
Okay.
So I don't know any cool music that's happening now.
What's your favourite uncle piece of music? This is a really awful question.
I've got no idea.
What is the least cool piece of
Okay, my
music
favourite
that you
uncle song I heard recently is Ariadne Grande.
What's that?
One Less Problem. It's a great pop song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's any
listen to
such
anything
thing
that's
as a
not cool.
guilty pleasure. I think because it's a pleasure, right?
Challenge.
What's yours, Chris?
I have a daughter. She makes me listen to One Direction quite a lot, and I've got to say, what makes you beautiful is actually it's a great pop song.
Although even though it's stolen from Greece.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why it works. Yeah. I have every time we get in the car, that's on play. So yeah.
So would you say that's your top song of 2014?
No.
What's your top song that was made released after 1st of January 2014?
It's not particularly exciting, but I'm a massive Arctic Monkeys fan, and I think how they've constantly changed with every album. I think their recent album's been tremendous.
They're really good, aren't they?
They're just really good.
Somebody was saying because
he's a brilliant songwriter,
Yeah.
And they brought a lot of new like kind of hip hop influences into the new album, this year.
Oh, really?
And you can hear it in the bass and in the drumming. And
Okay.
You haven't turned into like P Diddy or anything.
No,
but they've just in arrangement terms that you can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, sticking with 2014 as we are, by way of a really tenuous link, what was your top musical moment of 2014 in terms of what you did, or what you know?
Well, the EP, finishing the EP,
getting the EP done and out.
Yeah, and in particular for me, the song "Born to Run," I was just really pleased with how it sounded. I think it sounds really fresh.
Yeah.
It steals a bit of a dubstep idea in an indie song, and then you put a little sprinkle of magic on it as well, and it just it sounds brutal. And that's you know, we tend to do quite sweet songs, and it was nice to do something with some shoulders, you know.
I think getting the EP done and out, and it's like was probably our proudest achievement.
Yeah. What you got coming up in 2015? Are you doing any gigs and stuff to promote the EP?
We need to push. Yeah, we've got gigs tail end of this year, and we've got a few gigs lined up early part of next year as well. But the main thing is about pushing the songs, and for us, it's seeing which songs we can get the most traction from, because in essence there are 4 singles on that EP, really, as we think of it. And I think the key for us is seeing which song really gets most traction with the audience, potentially with radio play, and hammering the hell out of it.
We've got to get organised, and yeah, for instance, that Born to Run song, it might work well, you know, in some kind of adverse or something. So we've got to try and look at that sort of
syncing it up.
Yeah, I know,
right,
it's a slightly painful thing to do, but we've got to kind of push and be sensible.
Pimp ourselves out.
We've got great songs now, and we're completely tight live. So we just need to tell people about it, and we're rubbish at that. So it's very good of you to have us on tonight to start spreading the word.
Self-promotion.
Pleasure. It has been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. I'm going to ask you one last question, which would be, well, how should I put it? I could put it one of 2 ways, or I could ask 2 different questions. If you had to collaborate with any living artist, what would it be? Who would they be?
Oh, wow.
Whom would it be?
Any living artist. Any living artist. Well, it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous question, so I'll give you a ridiculous answer. David Bowie.
Oh, okay. But he's crap now, isn't he? He used to be really good, but now he's just
No, he's not.
He could come in, he could do some production for us. No offence, Nigel. We're happy with that.
That's fine. Yeah, he can stay in the corner. Okay, who would you... Last question, and then we end. Any dead artist. Which dead artist would you collaborate if you could reanimate them?
That's a good question.
You'd just go to the 27 Club, wouldn't you? I'd quite like to jam with Jimi Hendrix. That'd be nice. That'd be all right.
I'd feel really awkward.
Yeah, but you're the guitarist.
Well, of course I'm going to say that.
You're
Exactly.
not going to get to play on your own record. It's just like because Jimi Hendrix is on it. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
I have to come back on that. Sorry.
the Fleas, they've got their EP Telling Tales out now. They've got the launch at the Troubadour in West Brompton on the 21st of November, and they have been playing us a whole bunch of songs. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fleas.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Nigel.
Cheers.
Cheers.